Could somebody please tell me who's making these decisions of what's essential and what's not essential? Because I tell you this for free, I wouldn't leave them two clowns up in Stormont in charge of wrapping presents. Go for TaxiJo. Chip shop's not essential now. Have to close at 8 o'clock. Tell me when I can and can't eat. It's a free country. I'll eat whenever I want to eat. If I want a feast supper at 9:30, I'll eat a feast supper at 9:30. Because I tell you this, I've no time to eat during the day. I don't have an hour lunch and 15-minute breaks up in Stormont like you for you scratching your arse. You see out there? You nearly see bone through that there. You nearly see bone through that skin. That's work to the bone. What happens if I've got some mare in the back, right? She's up the duff. Her waters are broke. It's 7:45. Do I turn round to her and I say I'm away to get a cowboy supper? It's life and death situation. Waters broke. I've had many waters broke in the back of that taxi. And I've always finished it off afterwards with a cowboy supper. That's my tradition. And that's my reward for bringing her life into the world. What are you doing? What are you doing up in Stormont? Except fantasising about a United Ireland, fantasising about Brexit. How about getting the streets? And what's this about you have to have food to have a scoop? May I tell you something about scoops, Stormont? Food ruins scoops, destroys them. And I tell you for a way, grease glass. Dose of the grease glass. You get a pint and a lovely curry chip in a fine establishment around the town, right? You eat that curry chip and you drink the pint. The grease gets into the paint and it destroys the paint, destroys it, kills the head stone dead, and she's flat as a pancake. But notice the worst thing about it. One glass is full of grease, goes into the dishwasher, it infects all the other glasses with the water swirling round. Grease glass spreads in bars like wildfire. That means your pints are ruined, flat as a pancake. There's boys, men up and down the country, Saturday Sunday eating their carvery with a pint, and going, the food's lovely, but the paint's shite. I'll tell you for why, it's because of the grease glass. That's why proper scoop shops don't serve food. You tell me what's safer. Me getting away from the wife who's rinsing my tray in the butter crane to have a pint to keep me sane on my Jack Todd. Or a family of 5 ordering chicken goujons and burgers. You tell me, I tell you the difference. The do-re-mi. And the proper scoopers don't eat until they're finished their scoops. It's the scoop code. Scoop code's gone. Every man needs his watering hole. It's a sanctuary. They keep him sane. What about mental health? Is that not essential? A man's mental health. Man needs a scoop. And he doesn't need chicken goujons to go with it. And what about the Chinese chip shops? They only open at 5. And you want them to close at 8. 3-hour window. 3-hour window. Do you know how popular Chinese is in Uri? You want to spread the hours out. Spread out the crowds. Every Chinese chip shop in the town is going to be like a sardine can. Their phone line's burnt off the hook. There'll be a wild goose chase around Uri for a chicken curry. Where do you see? Black Eye Friday, that's my highlight every Christmas, every year, but I've always cancelled. Gone. Never happened. Not officially like, but gone. Didn't happen. I was sitting there at 2 a.m. waiting for the scraps like I do every year. Every year I sit at Monaghan Street with a burger and my binoculars, and I can see all the way down Monaghan Street. Every scrap I see all the chaos unfold. Boys getting bothered, heads bouncing off curbs, boy. Bloodbath. Brilliant, boy. Slapping the lugs off each other and having, and for free. Not $14.89 at Sky box office. Not a slap this year, boy. Gone. And I tell you for a way, we're back to the same problem. Chip shop's not open. Chip shop is your bread and butter for a drunken scrap. They say it's a man's world. Is it, Buck? It's a women's world. You can't go to football matches. You can't have a scoop. You can't scratch yourself in public. But you can go shopping in every cattle market up and down the country. Say Christmas is cancelled, is it? But only cancel the man stuff for Christmas. Keep all the women's stuff. How about we cancel Mariah Carey, all the tinsel, and the elf on the shelf? Not a mention will that happen, because I tell you for a way, they'll be burning their bras down in Hill Street. And this year, do I have to buy the wife something? Surely that's not essential. But in my house it will be essential. Otherwise I'm in the doghouse. Last year I bought the wife a remote control for Christmas, boy. Great job. The Swiss Army knife for remote controls it was. $14.99. Control the DVD player, the VCR, Sky TV as well. The whole works. Anything with buttons on it, that'll control it. Not a bad of it. Great job. She throws it out the window. Says, what's your sense of romance? Showing crackers. I says, sense of romance. I says, get your knickers off and I'll show you romance. Why's romance costing me money? Perfume. I like the smell of my wife the way she is, thank you very much. Some of that overpriced muck. The smell of it. You might as well stick a Glade plug-in up her arse. And lingerie. The last time I bought the wife lingerie, she looked like one of the gimps out of the Freddy Krueger movies. Took me a Swiss Army knife to get her out of the bloody thing. And she's not making mashed potato with a Christmas dinner this year. Surely if anything's essential on Christmas Day, it's mashed potato. She says I'm making turkey and dope bean wa. I says dope bean wa?